All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, February 6th. And looky here, it is the return of Ludwig. I think it's fair to say Ludwig had a rocky start with a couple of puzzles tied into the television program. But I think Ludwig redeemed himself, or themselves, it might be multiple people, at the end of last year, especially the Christmas bonus crossword I enjoyed. So let's see how Ludwig does, or how I do facing Ludwig. Marriage added to traditions that we recently abandoned. Marriage could be M, although I think it's married can be abbreviated to M. Could be union. Oh, traditions, I just thought customs, and customs union, I suppose, is another way for the European community, another name for it. And Britain did recently abandon that. Ooh, that's a nice one to start with. Grim mating activity, including silly leer. Well, including sounds like word placement, and silly sounds like an anagram. So I think we're going to have a 5-letter word for mating activity. Is that chess or mating? With an anagram of leer inside it, and it's going to mean grim. Uh, I mean, mating activity is check. Mating activities, maybe. But can we get leer anagrammed inside of check? Otherwise, oh, maybe mating activity might be court. Yeah, I don't see it. Rolling Stone icon on perpetual comeback tour. Well, many of our rock legends are on a perpetual comeback tour. I was wondering if rolling might be an anagram indicator for stone. Hmm. But then icon is too many letters. Yeah, don't see it. As mausoleum's location is seen in Algeria. Ooh. Yeah, I don't get that. As seems like wordplay. Yeah, I don't get that at all. So much for having a great start with one across. Danger, by the way, for those over 70. Well, by the way could indicate we end in ST. What's danger, though? I think the definition is those over 70. I can't think of a good phrase for those people. Know I son myself up in the country. I think it must be a country. Ah, yes, so I think the up is telling us to reverse everything. To sun myself is to tan, and then no I is literally no I, and all of that backwards is a nation. All right, Anglo-Saxon king, large, wanting the trimmings. I think large is going to be that outsized OS, and wanting the trimmings. Yeah, so I think it might be some old king, Anglo-Saxon king, but I don't, Osbert or something like that. No. All right, fragmentary picture of ancient lawgiver. I think this is a double definition. I suppose the adjective for Moses, who would be the ancient lawgiver, would be mosaic. and a mosaic is a fragmentary picture. Leprosy, not beginning to upset. Bird, all right. If we take the first letter from leprosy and anagram it, we get an osprey. Let's go back to the across. Fat blokes, concealed signs of what to come. I think signs of what to come sounds like omens. Yeah, fat here is, again, large or oversized, outsized OS. And that has blokes or men concealed within it. All right, colorings, yes, time to be put into puddings. I think colorings might be the definition. Yes might be Y, and then maybe we have a word for puddings and put T for time inside it. But colorings, there is a question mark. Is that just for the surface reading? Or do we actually have to, is it some stretch to call this colorings? All right, how about waste a sporting triumph? I can't get 7 letters out of waste a sporting, because sporting could be an anagram indicator. No, and then I think triumph. No. All right, active type, welcoming party, flipping left, he seems bored. So I think we are going to have a word for an active type, and we put a party might be a do. Oh, maybe flipping. Maybe the flipping applies to that. And then left, because flipping left on its own doesn't make sense. He seems bored. Yes, an active type might be a doer. And then within it, we have do backwards plus L. And if you're bored, you might be doodling. All right, revolutionary party in thrall to curiously gauche Marxist. I was thinking, I was thinking it might be an anagram, curiously gauche Marxist, but that's too many letters. But is it a revolutionary party? Oh, maybe just, yes, of course, a revolutionary. He often pops up in the crossword to use his first name as part of wordplay. But I think it's here, it's J. Oh my goodness. Is it Guevara? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to spell his name. I think I'm going to pause and look that up. All right, I did actually spell it correctly, wonder of wonders. But I can't get the wordplay party enthrall. Yeah, obviously, curiously gauche is an anagram of gauche. Which, yeah, so, I think Eva is inside the, oh no, Evia. Oh, yeah, actually, now I'm wondering if Marxist is the dictionary because I think the party is a rave and that is revolutionary or turned around. And enthrall to just means inside the anagram of gauche. I think that is how that is working. All right. Long-limbed. Okay. Nick Lowe has a great song, Long-Limbed Girl. Scratching head, shaped like Humpty Dumpty. Wow. So I think maybe it's a word for long-limbed without its first letter, and it's going to give us, yeah, long-limbed would be leggy, like a leggy blonde, and scratching its head is eggy, and yeah, of course, shaped like an egg, you would be eggy. Let's go back to the downs. Do I have anything good? Okay, danger. By the way, I don't think it's going to end in ST, RST, but it might begin with ST. So maybe danger is the definition. No. Oh, and our Anglo-Saxon king. Large, wanting the trimmings. No, I can't think of any king. And here's our Rolling Stone icon on perpetual comeback tour. No, it's a funny ending though. They use something. No, all right. How about expressing ill will? 3 engaged in civil unrest. I think expressing ill will might be the definition. And we have to put 3. I don't think it's going to be I, unless they're spread out. Maybe they are. Oh, engage. I'm wondering if civil unrest could be an anagram of civil. I think it is, because another thing that occurred to me for 3 might be a trio. And I think if we put trio inside an anagram of civil, we get vitriolic. Oh, I like that. Lad, musing about, member of association. All right, lad musing is 9 letters. If that's turned about, our anagrammed member of association. It's a funny word, no ease. Yeah, and some funny letters to have to fit in. Could that be right? All right, I'm going to try the anagram helper. Why not? And let's see if that gives us anything. Member of association. Oh, it could be a something man. I think a guildsman, maybe. Yes, I think that's going to be it. I've never heard the word, but I can understand that someone who's a member of a guild would be called a guildsman. Component of woven arc is sinuous flowers or flowers. Could it be a hidden clue within woven arc? Because that's just so funny. Yes, so flowers are there starting with the N in woven. We have narcissi. All right. A French experimental composer's release. A French, I think, might be on. Now, is it actually going to be? I think it might be John Cage. He of the 4 minutes is at 33 seconds. And so I think to uncage would be to release. Escaping from trap, Dracula's prey, increasingly beastly. I think it's going to be a comparative word, increasingly beastly, something but there's an awful lot of verbiage for the wordplay. Escaping from trap, Dracula's prey. No, I don't see it. All right, back to the crosses. Major name in astronomy. Well, I think that's just a cryptic way of cluing Ursa Major. Putin's aim to finally shatter belief in better world. What a great clue that is. I think we're going to anagram Putin's aim is 9 letters and 2 finally is the O. So let's try. I think, yeah, it's going to. Oh, well, I think I can actually work it out. Belief in a better world would be utopianism. Oh, yeah, that's a masterful clue there. Love that. I think it's every man, did they say, was revealed as the setter of Ludwig. Anyway, whoever did that should take a bow. Flatbread taken from fellow at lunchtime. Yeah. Well, fellow I think is going to be chap. And at lunchtime, well, you might have your lunch at 1, which is my hope. I hope I get finished in time. And chapati is the flatbread. Principally, oh, well, this certainly looks like an everyman clue. Achilles' heel dipped in waterway somewhere in Greece. Excuse me? Well, now I'm not so sure because we're going to have Achilles A. Yeah, so maybe it's Arcadia. Could be somewhere in Greece. Ego in Arcadia, something or other. Arcadia. A heel is a cad, yes, and that is in Area. I think can be a waterway, isn't it? Like a fjord, Area. Of course, there's also Rio would be a waterway, but I think it might be Ria. Let's try 20. Oh, that was our. Oh, could it be meaner? Oh, escaping from trap. I think we've seen that recently as a homophone indicator. And oh, is the young woman in the novel Dracula Mina? And again, it's one of these English homophones that I still do not accept. But what are you going to do? Let me look up Dracula the novel. Yes, Mina Murray is the young woman. All right, let's go finish the acrosses. Oh, well, we had major name in astronomy. Now we have top biscuit. Well, I know there is Garibaldi, which reminds me of something funny from school where the teacher asked one day in class to name a biscuit named after a famous Italian. And I came up with Polo biscuits because of Marco Polo. But my answer was not accepted. Anyway, that drilled. I don't think I'd ever had. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever had a Garibaldi biscuit, but I don't know if there's. I don't quite get the clue. I mean, is it just a cryptic definition? But yeah, top biscuit. Maybe Ludwig just really likes Garibaldi's. All right, French river. Well, I'm thinking it must be the Somme. A little Frenchman's inn. Well, a little is some. A Frenchman would be Monsieur, which would be abbreviated to M, and you put that inside of some. All right, to sum up, conservative, puncturing diversity's sister principle. All right, very timely clue. I think maybe it's going to mean to sum up. I'm thinking in conclusion. Conservative, I think, is going to be the con, and that punctures. Sure enough, the sister principle of diversity is inclusion. There we go. All right. In Bond, female bodyguard almost given license to kill pandas like this. That's another good clue. I'm thinking bamboo. And yeah, the definition is pandas like this. It's almost an eats, shoots, and leaves situation. So in bond, female bodyguard almost given license. I think the double O is the license to kill. Is that, am I remembering correctly? Is there a female bodyguard in Bond called Bambi? And it's almost her name. Just give BAMB. I'm not going to look it up. I'll let the fine people at 15 squared do that. All right, more Latin. Ora pro nobis, partly offering protection. So it's just hidden within that phrase. Is ora gold, I'm going to guess? Pro, for, and nobis, is that us? Or is it nobles? I can't remember. But we do have an apron in there which would offer protection. Sign off, that might end with an X. So a cryptic definition again, adieu might be a sign off, and in the plural you would add an X. Well, yeah, certainly I had a great start with one across, then I ran into some trouble, and then finished that part strong. Let's go back. Grim mating activity, including silly leer. Oh, I'm thinking cheerless would be grim. And so the mating activity is simply chess. I suppose it's an activity, a game that includes mating. So I can see that. Here's our Rolling Stone. I still just have those three letters. I'm thinking it's going to be sus. Yeah, don't see it. Are my mausoleums as mausoleums? Location. Yeah, is it a place in Algeria, maybe? Yeah, I might have a quick gander at the Wikipedia article on Algeria and see its major towns. Ooh, so danger. Something trap might be danger. By the way, for those over 70, I mean, the older people sometimes call the silver consumers or something. By the way, it does sound, though, from the way it's phrased, that the definition is those over 70. So I'm going to pause and think about what that second word might be. Well, I thought of a trap, and then I realized the whole thing is a cryptic definition. So, by the way, by the road, if you're going over 70 miles per hour, then the danger might be a speed trap. That's very tricky. All right, and then our Anglo Saxon king, large. I don't know what wanting is. Is it going to be the trimmings, the outer letters of a word for wanting? Yeah, and there's our colorings. Yes, time to be put into puddings. What's another word for puddings? Sweets. Yeah, I'm wondering about something. Yeah, so maybe yes and time are going to be put inside of sweets to give colorings. No, and then there's waste a sporting triumph. No. All right, I think I'm going to go maybe look at Anglo-Saxon kings and see who that might be. All right, that took a little longer than I expected because the bin men came by and I wanted to spare you that sound. Anyway, I saw there was a king. I've heard of him, Offa of Mercia. And then L plus large gives you awful. So I think wanting is just a linking word, and the trimmings, I think what you would cut out of some sort of animal might be the awful. So then I knew I had an F here. I could not think. I was trying to think of some word like sweet stuffs or something that might be puddings. So I went to wordplays.com and I found the word dye stuffs. Not sure if I've heard that term before, but obviously those would be colorings. And we do have yes plus T, and the pudding is duff, which is very English pudding. I don't think I've ever eaten that knowingly. Maybe we called it something else in Ireland. All right, I did look up Algeria and its cities and towns. Didn't see one. So I'm thinking as or is seen in Algeria question mark. It might be more general like North Africa and it's Algeria, for example. But I don't see it. And still not thinking of anything for my Rolling Stone. Yeah, oh, Rolling Stone, maybe it is an anagram of stone. And then icon on perpetual comeback. If it just said on comeback, I would think, all right, we're going to reverse the icon. Maybe the definition is tour. Yeah, let me pause and think about it, but I think I'm going to have to go to 15 squared for this if I'm going to get my lunch at 1 o'clock. Well, I'm very glad I went to Wordplays for this one and didn't spend too long trying to think of the answer. It's very clever, but I think a little misleading. But anyway, it is from mythology, Sisyphus, who is always rolling or keeping the stone from rolling. So that is the Rolling Stone icon on perpetual comeback tour. Yeah, the whole thing is just a cryptic definition. All right, waste a sporting triumph. Let me pause and think about different second letters that might come in there. I did have to go to wordplays.com for this one, but well, I think the definition of waste is not a word I would think of for atrophy, but I suppose maybe like if your muscles waste away, they atrophy or anyway, obviously a sporting triumph is a trophy. So that's how that works. One works. So oddly, no, as mausoleum's location is seen in Algeria. Oh, maybe it is oddly. Yes, because the odd letters of Algeria spell Agra, which I presume is a mausoleum's location. So I'm fairly confident in that. Anyway, let's check all. Yeah, everything is still there. All right, let's take a quick gander at 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by S.C. Chua, who just says thank you to Ludwig. Nothing more than that. If there's a theme, I don't see it. Neither do I. So Che Guevara, yeah, sure enough, it is rave backwards contained in anagram of gauche, and so the definition is Marxist. All right. 25. So it's not the famous Italian, but I didn't know a Garibaldi was a garment or a top. Ah, oh, and there is the biscuit. Oh, that does remind me of a biscuit I used to really love back in Ireland, where they were flat like that and they had the raisins or currants in them. What were they called? Oh, if you can remember, please let me know. And next time I'm back home, I will pick some up. I did make a note. I'm sure there's others I didn't fully get. But yeah, Sisyphus, just a cryptic definition. Yeah, the internal organs that are trimmed off. Guildsman, Narcissi. Yeah, Bambi is the female bodyguard. And diamonds are forever, all right. And then curious puzzle, mostly nice, but a few completely baffling. Yeah, I think that was my experience, and maybe that's what's thrown me off a little bit. I'm not sure oddly is fair. It seems rather ghost-like. Not sure exactly what that means, but I think I agree. Uh, oh, someone had ginger nut for the biscuit. It is a top biscuit, all right. For once I had the general knowledge to get bamboo and Mina. Anyways, I think reasonably straightforward, fun and chewy in places. Yeah, I think that was my thought as well. Anyway, I did enjoy it. Hope you did too. Thanks as always for watching and have a great day.